Alan's gonna comment now.
He needs to comment. I haven't heard from that guy.
Oh, he's coming back.
I think the horse actually
Is
got
he out
him.
of town or something?
He is in school, and he said he didn't have time, but he said not to worry. Alan will be back.
Oh, nice.
I'm not worried, but
Well, I got,
Yeah. Oh God, now I can sleep.
I think we'll be comedy. Him and Clint Eastwood in that chair together, fighting over the chair.
boy.
I love that. I love Comedy Central's roast of Barack Obama, where the only person who showed up was Clint Eastwood.
Funny, did he not look raggedy too? His hair all messed. He looked like he lost his nursemaid.
You know what? I've been saying this over and over again, but I'll say it again. I will say it one more time because a lot of people didn't even hear it. That wasn't the last podcast. It looked like he got drunk backstage and somebody just woke him up and he lost his script.
Yeah. No, it looked like he got drunk, fell into a fucking washing machine, and got dried right after. And then somebody fucking just threw his ass on stage.
He looked raggedy, man.
Tell him, hey, do your thing.
Boy, somebody had me laughing. I read a comment where they said, damn, my man just stopped by a couple of strip clubs before he got in. I don't mean to bring up strip club, but there were a couple of comments on the page I read that said, yeah, he looked like he just got shook up.
He looked like somebody shook him. Yeah, he looked like he shook up.
That motherfucker must have had his head sticking out the window like a dog before he got to that studio because his hair was all fucked up.
Mess, man. He's a mess. I think that's not Democrat or Republican. I think everybody across the board can agree with that.
No, I mean, looking at that, that just kind of, it was amazing how just looking at Clint Eastwood, for me, just represented every single thing I've been thinking about the Republican Party with this whole past,
what is that?
Just seeing that, a bunch of senile people that see this. And I think Daily Show said it best, was like, they have their version of Barack Obama, but it's a version only they can fucking see.
Only Republicans can see, yeah.
It's a version only they can see. And I'm like, man, you guys, the Republican Party, they did not need that. They did not need a guy who, and I won't even say he's senile, but just what he was doing up on stage. Just I'm like, how is this? What are you doing? How is this relevant to anything that's going on? You're doing a bit,
Billy. Billy, I'm sure you can agree with this, and Cole, I know you will. Stop. Whether you are a Republican or Democrat, you're independent. I don't care what the fuck you're. Stop getting celebrities to come out and speak for you unless you really know that they are. Unless you really know that they are politically in tune with what you're doing, because Clint Eastwood's politics are everywhere, first of all. So
I mean, he's just like his Republican who's for gay marriage and all that.
Yeah, which you can be,
Right, but I'm just saying that's not what they're trying to come across.
No, they're not trying to bring that across.
They just got so fucking starstruck that they were like, go ahead, Mr. Eastwood, do what you want.
Yeah,
what amazed me is how much, out of everything that was coming out of his mouth, the one thing that they were begging out of him was to fucking quote Dirty Harry.
Make my day.
People were screaming at him during his speech throughout the whole time.
That's what they wanted him to do, like what Arnold Schwarzenegger did in 2008, like girly man and all that shit.
No, hey man, you know what? No, it's very appropriate because that motherfucker made a lot of days for me. I was laughing about that shit for days.
Oh yeah.
That fool came out. He wasn't even Clint Eastwood. That motherfucker came out and did his Reagan impression. He did Reagan when Reagan was senile, when Reagan probably was talking to chairs. Yeah. I mean, it's sad, but because he came out, he was like, that's why. What
he couldn't even get his own script out of his mouth. He was like, what did you think?
It looked like Grandpa wandered from the old folks' home and wandered onto it. And wandered onto it. It's like a Three Stooges episode. Like he accidentally wandered onto a stage when people were waiting for an actor to happen, and he would just happen to come out there and start talking to a chair, and everybody was just like, "The fuck is this?"
It's like leave it to the Republican Party to hire a comedian and to have it be Clint Eastwood. What?
He's so fucked up when he went out there. He was like, "Go ahead, make my oatmeal. Go ahead, make my bed. Go ahead, change my Depends."
But I'm like, wow, this is exactly what you guys did not need. I mean, really. I mean, who are you what? I mean, just thinking about the generation, there's like their big deal always seemed like, they need to get more young people involved. And I'm like, having Clint Eastwood introduce,
ain't gonna do it.
It's not, it's not.
The thing is, Cole, the party, and I've been saying this again over and over again. Maybe I can drive it home this time. I'm not even talking shit about the party as somebody who's against it, which I am against it strongly because Republicans are a bunch of extremists now. Mm-hmm. There are hardly any moderate Republicans representing that party.
Yeah.
they're out of their minds. I mean,
they really are.
Almost every quote that's coming from them is either exaggeration, a lie,
flat out lie,
or some crazy made up shit that's not rooted in reality. It's a bunch of guys who, most of the Republican Party is still made up of a bunch of rich old white men who look at themselves as John Wayne.
Yeah.
They look at themselves as Charlton Heston.
They look at themselves as Dirty Harry.
Tough old white dudes who are keeping the status quo alive, who are not taking shit from anybody else, keeping tradition the way it is.
That all manifested.
Schwarzenegger,
that all manifested with Eastwood being up there on stage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, the Republicans who actually sometimes do make sense. You talk about them, sweeping them to the curb. I mean, really. I'm baffled.
They didn't invite Michael Steele. They didn't invite Colin Powell. They didn't invite most of those. I mean, they didn't invite the extreme ones that would be talking crazy, like Sarah Palin.
What's his name? They didn't know.
They told Donald Trump to stay his ass at home.
Yeah, and what's his name? The big Republican runner, the black one. What's his name? Crazy.
Herman Cain.
Herman Cain. I can't forget his name. Herman Cain. Yeah,
they were worried about what those guys would actually.
They actually brought in a couple of black Democrats, I think, it was crazy.
Sure?
Yeah, because he was complaining about.
To have black people there?
Yeah, he was complaining about not being invited. And apparently they, I guess, filled some quota because Herman Cain wasn't there, and you're right, Colin Powell wasn't there. And
Colin Powell wasn't invited. I don't know about Herman Cain wasn't invited. I thought he was. I don't know why I thought that.
I don't think he was invited. And Colin Powell was. I don't know.
That's fucked up.
Maybe because I don't know. He's kind of been backpedaling on some things.
Colin Powell's always been more of a moderate Republican. Colin Powell doesn't like that shit like he's he's a Muslim. And then what did Colin Powell say about that? He was like, well, he's not a Muslim, he's a Christian, but what if he was a Muslim? What, he can't be president if he's a Muslim? But that was Colin Powell's problem with that.
Exactly.
Colin Powell doesn't like the fact that they lie about him. He's like, look, I'm still a Republican, but I'm not going to go sit back and let you just lie about somebody. That's not what we're about.
Yeah.
He's not going around apologizing for America all over the world. He's not doing shit like that.
No,
don't say that. Can we just,
when you see the guys that get up there and they're just spewing out venom and a lot of, it's funny seeing how many of what they're saying, they have to it's like the Republicans the following day have to say, okay, well, sure, he didn't have all his facts together. We all make mistakes when we give out these speeches. And I'm like,
you mean Paul Ryan flat out lying up there?
His speech, where he just, every other thing was a lie.
The factory shut down 2 months before Obama took office.
Yeah. And
that's his fault.
Yeah. Where the Republicans are like, oh, yeah, shit, sorry that happened, I guess.
What it is that's what I'm talking about. They're in a bubble. They've managed to alienate a lot of people because they managed to alienate blacks, women, Latinos, people that they say that they want to try to appeal to, but at the same time, they don't realize that a lot of the shit that they're doing it comes across as either flat out sexist or racist,
or both.
Or both.
Yeah. All of the above.
Yeah, and that's why I think that this is a party that's in such a bubble that I think, I'm not even saying this. I'm telling Republicans this just to hopefully let you have some insight. Yeah, I think Obama's going to win because every day you manage to do something.
Fuck yourself up.
Exactly.
Easily, yeah.
How many holes do you have in your foot now when you shot it?
And they don't even have to try. It seems like I heard some interviews. I wish I could remember the guy's name, but it seemed like even some of the guys who prepared these speeches, you can tell they're somewhat baffled, even though they try to stay tight-lipped to where, they give somebody okay, this is your thing to say, and they go off script, and then something fucking ridiculous comes out of their mouth.
They are just
counter reaction.
Disrespectful too.
Yeah. It's very disrespectful. There's a couple of things that show me that where their mind is. Their mind is trapped in this bubble, and with that, they are just doing anything to win without really thinking about tactics or an agenda.
Facts.
Yeah, well, that's part of it.
Little nuisances like that.
Good old research.
They don't realize that there are other people who are, if they're not just, if the stuff isn't just going public, there are watchdogs who are looking after them, who are willing to let that stuff go public. And they're just saying things that, if you're one of these extremist Republicans, maybe you blindly follow, but a lot of people are starting to realize, hey, you know what? this whole thing with y'all harping on the troops in Afghanistan, that is not a war that was started by Obama, you know. And you keep acting like this is his thing. That's what Clint Eastwood did when he came on stage. When he was talking to the imaginary Harvey the Rabbit Obama, he was like, yeah, and the troops in Afghanistan. It's like, that is not a war they brought us into. Oh, I don't think that a lawyer should be running this country. Well,
how many past presidents in American history have been attorneys?
But Mitt Romney himself has a law degree. Has a JD from Harvard,
right?
Which Obama went to.
Same thing. But I'm talking about just in the history.
But they choose to, you know, like you said, they choose to build up this fictional world to sell their point. Like used car, they all seem like used fucking car salesmen to me.
They are not.
They really do. And I feel bad. I feel bad for the Republicans that actually have some rational thinking, yet they have no voice in that party anymore. It seems like they have no voice. And I think they know it when they get interviewed, you know, like, I love watching Daily Show, and some of these younger guys just, you know, you could tell it's like, you know, I would love to make these points, but I got mom and dad telling me no.
No, do your facts, people. I mean, a lot of the shit that these extremists are doing, it's hypocritical. I've been saying this for a long time.
Absolutely.
I've been saying this for the longest time that, you know, when people ask, ever since things started to come out about Mitt Romney's past, Mitt Romney was a very, very moderate, almost to the point of, if you want to call it, maybe this is a new category, but liberal Republican. Mm-hmm. He was for abortion. He was for gay rights. Mm-hmm. He actually had a healthcare plan very similar to Obama's. Mm-hmm.
And almost the fucking exact same.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, this is politics. I know that they have to win, but goddamn, when you flip like that just to appeal to whatever is going on, whatever the climate is going on at the time, it's crazy.
And it doesn't help. It doesn't help when you flip and you don't even seem passionate about the issues you're talking about, where you seem like you're getting spoon fed, or, you know, you're playing things up to where you get more of a mass appeal, yet you don't even buy it yourself.
Right.
That's when you become just a machine up there.
If anybody is buying these speeches where Mitt Romney goes out and tries to relate to anybody that's above the upper class,
I hate that.
You know, then if anybody's buying that he is actually sincere, or he's actually relating to these people, he is not. And furthermore,
that he went to Costco.
Fuck that. And this is what worries me. This is a party where it's giving people think that they have a pass to show their true colors, and think that there would be no repercussions for it. Anything from the many things the many stupid things that Rush Limbaugh says, to a couple of people at the Republican National Convention throwing peanuts at a black camera woman saying, this is how we feed the animals. Mm-hmm. Now, those two guys got kicked out. And of course, everybody at the Republican National Convention said, we don't condone this. And these guys were alternates that were there, whatever difference that makes. But that goes to show you that these people think that that's a party that appeals to them. And while they're there surrounded with their people, they can come out and say that. And furthermore, they're not just the two people thinking like that. They're the two idiots who let it come out. There are a lot of people
just holding
smarter.
You know what I said?
Holding it in, yeah.
You know, I said at that convention they had, they had the green room, they had the end room. So you can just go in there and you go, nigga!
Boy, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a room. I'm sure there was a list because it was so long. Line was so long. But I tell you, there was a room, just a nigger room, and then just go there and just yell the word out with impunity. And then come back out and go,
it's crazy. I heard a delegate.
My day.
I heard a delegate say, and it was a woman. I don't know, and I don't know who it was. I caught this on a report somewhere where this woman was saying, I don't like this about Obama. I don't like that about Obama. I don't like Michelle Obama. She's not first lady material. And while she's talking, she actually has, I don't like him. I don't like that. And I don't like Michelle Obama. She's just not first lady material. And so that accent just told me to think like, okay, well,
how is she not first lady material?
Let me see. What is it about her that's not first lady material?
She's an attorney.
She's very classy. She's very well spoken. Oh, yeah.
She had her own career.
She's black. Okay. Yeah. And yo, man. Yeah. I'm sorry, people. I don't. You are a fool if you think that
How
this.
can you not draw up to that conclusion?
How can you not
Yeah.
draw?
I mean,
you
really.
talk about someone like Michelle Obama who had a career, her own career.
Yeah.
I can name a million fucking first ladies who didn't have a fucking job before.
Who don't have that kind of
became president.
independence.
Yeah, that kind of independence, exactly.
No, it's I was willing to before not bring anything that was extremely sexist or racist or anything that religious about this, but they've just put it out there. I mean, they've exposed themselves as being we're a party that don't give a fuck about women and we want that nigga out of office.
Dude,
That's what I'm sorry. That's what I'm getting.
That dude Aiken, where there's a story that came out where
Todd
Aiken, where he said that you can cure homosexuality by allowing your kid, if it's a male, to drink the breast milk from their mother. If they're on a constant diet of breast milk, there's a greater chance of them not being homosexual.
We'll call Brittany back in here.
And this story came out, right? The story came out. Every news media picked it up. And you see people on Facebook or whatever, like make their own comments about how fucking crazy this guy is. But then it came out the following day that news story actually came from a joke website. Like, it was not a legitimate story.
He would have said his gospel.
But everyone,
shit.
I mean, it's like, wow, this guy has gone to such a ridiculous level. When I read it, I thought it was completely 100% true. Just because I'm like, wow, after what he said about rape, I mean.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's about, I mean, it's like,
you can
so
buy
sad.
it.
It's sad that it's, you can now easily buy it. Yeah, where everyone bought it. Everyone.
Yeah.
Right, no, but I mean, if you said that about Romney or Obama, you'd be like, okay, that's bullshit.
Right.
But with him, it's like, no, he might have said that shit. He's clearly lost his fucking mind.
Because he's lost his goddamn mind.
It's
Listen.
like, wow, how come that guy hasn't disappeared yet? I mean,
he refuses to. No, in all fairness, Republicans are trying to tell him to fuck off.
Oh yeah, they don't want to be associated with him.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
He refuses to disappear. He's like, I'm still gonna run. I'm gonna run on the sperm that gets expelled from the so they can rape.
There was a time when I thought I never was fully, because I'm not just a conservative guy. I think you just cannot halt progress and hang on to old times and just and without realizing that, hey, things change. Mm-hmm. They do. And you can't keep trying to keep those good old days, because those good old days were not good for everybody. Yeah. But there were times when I thought they weren't. Shit, I keep saying I can't fucking get a time machine and go back to where I want to.
Exactly. I told you, the time machine would be a terrible thing for black people.
No one in this room can do that. Yeah.
But I will. Segregation! Separate bathrooms! but man, you got, there was a time when I thought, okay, these guys, when it comes to certain things fiscally, when it comes to money, maybe they have some good ideas. Maybe it's not always the best idea, but they do have the best intentions for trying to say, hey, you know what? We support this when it comes to money. And that, I'm like, hey, you know what? That kind of makes sense. Maybe not phrased right. Maybe you take this like the whole shit about how poor people should just make it on their own no matter what. But there's a hint of truth in there that would work. If these guys pull back.
We're coming from different people though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It was coming from a time when they weren't so extreme. They were more moderate. Mitt Romney's father, George Romney, was a moderate.
Yes, he was. Everybody knows that. That's why they keep comparing him. That's why whenever Democrats want to say something shitty about him, they go, man, your dad wasn't such an asshole or a weak, weak person. Your dad, showed his tax returns. Your dad stood up for what he believed in. Yeah. He didn't just go, hey, yo, what's everybody think? Okay, that's what I do now.
Dad was was mad at Barry Goldwater because Barry Goldwater didn't support the 64 civil rights bill. So, I'm like,
but hey, man, just,
what happened?
But that's
a different time, man.
That's the terrible thing about it. Like yesterday on Labor Day, I was watching Martin Bashir. I'll say this last thing. Because Obama and Biden were actually at the auto workers plant in Ohio talking about, here's what we did, Romney was getting on his boat, which is fine. It's just Labor Day, spend it how you want to, but don't do this. Yeah, don't put out the statement like, well, I'm glad Americans get the day off of work today, but for a lot of Americans, it's scary because they've got to worry, they're worried about where the next paycheck is coming from. Now, if you excuse me. as he drives away in his fucking $200,000 boat.
Looking like Rodney Dangerfield.
Dude.
Caddyshack.
I mean, you don't have to shit on him as you do that, because let's say you want to take the opportunity to shit on Obama. Okay, fine. But don't speed away in your powerboat afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't look good.
Again, no way to relate.
Right. I mean, just don't say anything. Just put out a statement like, hey, it's a great Labor Day. I'm glad that all these hardworking Americans get a day off.
See what happens when
I'm taking a day off too.
Your car's bumping as you're driving away. What, honey? What was that? Oh, it's just a couple of poor people. Keep driving.
See what happens when you build it.
Yeah. And people, don't get me wrong. This ain't some proactive Obama thing. Look, I gotta tell you, I'm more. Obama's got his problems, but
both parties have their problems.
Yeah, but not nearly to the length that the Republicans do right now.
Well, I mean, I'm always baffled to where I'm like, okay, we both are in the same country, right? The Republicans, Democrats, we're all in the same country. We're all in the same fucking boat. Yet we still can't fucking compromise and bring both parties together to work to benefit the fucking the country that we're living in.
Greater good.
To invest in our future of our we cannot invest in the future of our country.
Well, Coach, that goes back to what Korey was saying, though. Because you can't do that when you have an extremist party that won't agree with anything. If you say black, they say white. If you say blue, they say red.
And I understand that. But it's just like having these people. I know there's a lot of Republicans that probably feel the same way. But once again, it's like, why is it that they have no real voice? I mean, do they?
It's because it's all about climate right now. Unfortunately, I think Republicans are so hell bent on winning. That's just their goal. It's not about what we want to do to help the economy. It's not what we want to do to eat. It's not even what we want to do to further our best interests. It's just, we have to win. And they've gone to what it seems like desperate measures. Yeah. You remember when Alfred told Batman about how the mob, the reason why in the Dark Knight, I'm going to break it down to you in Dark Knight terms. You remember when Alfred told Batman that, hey, look, the mob turned to a crazy people like the Joker, to a crazy person like the Joker because they're desperate. Yeah. They didn't know what else to do. This is a party that is so insane about winning that they've gone crazy, and anybody who comes in is kind of silenced by this environment of extremities. I mean, but
the extremists are destroying that party. They're destroying.
Y'all better
destroying that party.
I'm telling you, just a hint. This is me begging y'all, get y'all shit together, all right? God damn, this is.
If only the person who they choose to represent the Republicans, if only they can be as charismatic as the Joker. They don't go for the Joker, they go for some other fucking B-list.
Hey, that's gonna be next. That's gonna be next. Hey, look,
they bring in the fucking ventriloquist with the dummy without the actual ventriloquist there. They just
Clint Eastwood was
propped up on an empty chair.
Clint Eastwood was a hair away from being the Joker. The only thing that he didn't do is like let a guy walk on stage and then he stabbed his eye with a pencil. It's fucking crazy.
No, man. Clint Eastwood was a hair away from being Miss Daisy at the end of the night. Running around there going, oh, the children hope, the children. I got to make water.
Anyway, I know a lot of people out there. Hey, I'm talking about politics because it's fucking. Exactly. Because there's something going on and we want to talk about it. It's happening right now. Fuck you. We'll get back into some silly shit. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Fuck y'all.
Next week we can talk about titties and ass and all kinds of.
Yeah. And what did we do? We done talked about titties and crazy actors and shit. And now we want to get a little bit serious. And all y'all go, well, this show's going downhill because y'all get serious. Fuck you. Fuck you. You can't wait a little bit.
It was a good run, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Yeah.
If only there was an empty chair here so I can talk to that audience. No, it's my turn to talk.
No. I can't tell him to do that to himself. That's wrong.
Well, let me see what we got here.
Anyway, Shia, get your shit together, dude.
Yeah. Back to the original point. Shia, get your shit together.
I would have loved it if they actually brought up Shia. I don't know if he's
talking to that chair.
I don't know if he's Republican or Democrat, but somebody needs
Did it matter?
Somebody needs to get him up on that stage and just let him talk.
It'd be funny if he had been on Moonshine and they got Shia LaBeouf to come out on stage with his dick hanging out.
Whatever that,
and he's fighting a chair. What the fuck are you looking at?
Whatever fucking moonshine Shia LaBeouf was drinking, I think he sent some over to Clint Eastwood's house before he got up on stage.
He comes, you know what? It's funny Shia LaBeouf ran on stage looking for that girl.
Yeah.
I know you're around here. You're trying to finish your movie, bitch. Yeah, get out here. Fighting the chair, still getting his ass whipped. Oh, goddamn.
I can smell you. I can smell
He
you.
thinks that chick is that girl. Or he thinks Clint Eastwood is that girl. Don't run from me. I know you're here.
He bends him over. I don't
Eastwood
use
would still
you.
beat his ass.
Clint Eastwood, that's the thing about Clint Eastwood. I would never go Clint
still
Eastwood.
whip his
Tell him what I'm
ass.
saying. Yeah. You know, it'd be funny if that girl was hiding. She's looking like that chick in Blair Witch Project. You hear Shia LaBeouf out? Yeah. It's like she's talking about Lloyd. Yeah, you hear him in the background. I know she's here. I can smell you. She's talking about Lloyd. I'm so scared right now. He's gonna kill me.
We find her the next day in that closet looking like that chick from The Ring, all petrified, scared the shit out of her. With her mouth gaping open.
He's laying in bed next to her. What happened?
Yeah, because Shia fucked it.
They're crossing the line this time,
Oh
the
my God. Good. I like crossing lines. That's how you progress.